Alrighty, tidy. I think we're ready to go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the live stream where we first review the watch list and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone had a safe Thursday because that was a wild Thursday. Today is Friday, the 13th of March. It's 9:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got another 14 minutes now, actually technically 13 minutes now till the market opens at 9:30. We'll wrap up trading usually between 10:30 and definitely by 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So around 90 minutes the whole stream should be. Check the video description below for some FAQs. Let's get to the watch list. Today is going to be a crazy day. I feel it. It's me still on the screen. Let me just quickly, before I do anything else, let's just look at the SPY. And this is the futures on the S&P 500. Here you can see the 5-minute chart down here. We had a low at 240, and now we're bouncing all the way back up here. That's about a 9.3, 9.2 maybe at this point. Percent rally. The markets are up extremely high. This bounce is huge. So let's see what's going to happen today. Because yesterday was such a big sell-off, second time halt breaker, market all around halt breaker, market wide halt in the week. So these are just really big drops, and yesterday we were extra careful. We didn't really want to do a lot of trading. Pause were off. Just check out the volume coming in here. This is really, really tough stuff to trade. And that's why I was not aggressive. I was not trading breakouts. I was only trading pullbacks. Things were getting halted a lot. And now everything that was basically pulling off yesterday is absolutely ripping. So I was checking the scanner this morning, and now there's 70 stuff. Now there's 70 stocks on the scanner. So on a normal day where we're doing gap and go strategy, what we're having like south of 20, 15, 18 is usually what I'm seeing every day. Sometimes even less, sometimes 7. 71 stocks on the scanner is a little ridiculous. And it's a sure sign that it's going to be a tough one to trade. And the reason it's going to be tough to trade is because there's so many people, like all the traders that are typically focusing on the small caps, the lead gapper, and trading those breakouts which drive the prices 50, 100, 200% up on a big breakout. They're scattered around the market. Everyone's trading different stuff or not trading at all. People are just really waiting. And so it makes trading these gap and go small cap setups really, really difficult. And that's why yesterday I was really pause off. Friday I didn't do any trading. Monday I didn't do any trading. So it's just, this whole week has been absolutely insane. We'll see what we do today. Honestly, I'm not totally sure. I was looking at CANF and IBIO, so we're going to go ahead and review those. What I definitely will be doing is I'll have my scanner. I'm going to detach this, and I'm going to open up my other scanner after the market opens scanner. Let me go here, see what's moving. After market open scanner, and then see if we can get some new opportunities, maybe some first green days, stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm not really sure if we're going to find those at all. So I'm just going to have this scanner kind of running, and I'll put that screen over here. There's a good chance I might not use it, but we'll see. This is a second big drawback on the SPY. Very quick little flash crashes here. I think there's a good chance we might just pull back, but I'm not sure. So 262, that's all the way back here, back above the. Yeah, that's a nice rounded area to break past. We had some highs at 65. Not sure if we're going to be able to break past that. That's going to be the big question mark. And then again, we have some big fat bottom at about 270, 275, a big second resistance. So we got multiple levels of resistance. I wouldn't mind adding some BTC to my IRA account. BTC had an absolutely wild dip. I think it went down to 3,850 or something like that. Just unbelievable the way BTC has been moving. Let's actually go to the long-term chart. Usually by this point, if you guys are totally new here, I would be going through my I'll be going through the watch list, but I almost feel going through the watch list today is almost futile. So we'll see. And for some reason, I feel like my chat screen is not working. Let me quickly go ahead, check my settings here, refresh the pages. I'm not seeing anybody in the chat. There we go. Okay, my chat just updated. Sorry, guys. I didn't see any messages. I was like, something doesn't feel right. Good morning, guys. Ooh, there's a lot of you guys in here. Just good morning, everyone. Good to see you all back. A lot of familiar faces. It's always really good to see that. I'll check out the things you guys are calling out. I see CANF, CODX, yeah, CANF, super low float, OPK, FCEL, I was looking at that one too, and the gang, good fun. This bounce on BTC was actually kind of insane. I don't think I've ever seen BTC down 30% in a day, and then we bounced up, 30%, and then just, 40, 50% down. That's just absolutely wild. There was a few other things on my scanner I was looking at. I was looking at GMPX as well. Had a nice bounce off of $2. I had a limit order at $2 for quite some time, but I removed that limit order to trade something else, which on my IRA account, which who knows what that was at this time, but we've been growing the IRA account very nicely, so I don't regret it. But these are beautiful, nice areas. All these stocks kind of pulling back to these big bounce areas. LJPC, that ticker is just awful to say. A big bounce as well. It's tough to know what we're going to want to trade. CANF has a collaboration deal. That's really, really nice. Some kind of news I like to look for. What I didn't like about CANF is just the fact that 170 to 1.9 roughly is big time resistance. We weren't able to pull through it, and now we're kind of pulling back. That's really not what I like to see on a lead gapper. It's not honestly super interesting. I just did not find one lead gapper today that really blew my mind, and I think maybe you guys found it with OPK. So I'm going to look at OPK as well. And before we go to OPK, let me just go to IBIO, because this was the second one I kind of wrote here that I'm looking at. This one, IBIO, kind of like INO, just like a big runner in the last few days. I think they had some news as well. Let me quickly check. Right here, AK shows filed for provisional patent applications for its virus-like particle platform technology with a conjunction. Okay, so yeah, they're up on a catalyst. I'm not sure how strong it's going to be, but it's enough to drive the price up about 36%, which isn't really that crazy, but maybe a 1.5% bounce or something like that. I don't really like how it's selling off. I won't trade this out of the gates. Go ahead and put alert on it though. That alert might be way too conservative or aggressive. Yeah, so a trade on that, maybe around 1.45 or 1.5 could be interesting. Okay, let's go to ONK. It seems to be a hot, OPK, sorry. Nice find, guys. Did I just fly over this one? Why did I not see it this morning? I'm going to quickly check here. This could be, hold on, Friday. No, this thing's been moving the whole time. I'm trying to figure out why it was not on my scanner. Maybe it was, but I just missed it. No, I don't think it was. Did you guys see the stocks that we were trading yesterday? Absolutely sold off. We could review them. We don't have that much time left, but CEMI, POHI, CHFS, SPCB, DSS, all these tickers got wrecked. So after the opening bell and after the good 2 hours of trading them, they're all just totally sold off, and that's why basically at 11 o'clock I'm done for the day. A lot of these tickers, they have just 1 or 2, maybe 3 big days in them, and then after that, they all kind of end up the same. OPK, just kind of checking it out here. Why is it not showing up here? 1 second. I was just there. I can't find it anymore. Okay, well, I put it up on FinViz for now. just too many stocks moving. This is exhausting with all these stocks. OPK, NASDAQ company, US biotech, 844 million market cap. That's pretty high. Shares outstanding, half a billion. Shares float, 406 million. Yeah, definitely not our classic stock that we trade. Definitely nothing to do with the small cap gap and go strategy. This is a mid cap, almost, I would even argue, a large cap. So we're typically looking for stocks under 50 million market cap, stocks with under a float of under 10 million. But to be honest, the way OPK is behaving, it really looks like a small cap. Let's see what kind of news and what kind of support and resistance we have on this thing. That is one linear way to the downside. OPK now accepting specimens for testing corona for healthcare providers. It's a fairly large company, huh? So testing sites in New York City, always good news. Found some big support here at the 1.3 area, 1.4. Whoops. What was that? Definitely a solid base here in this area. Gap down area. Some key levels just to kind of keep an eye on. And we're right at the top of one of these key levels. We keep hitting them, pull back, hitting them, pull back. Let's see, 2.4 has a high about 2.8. We got another minute 30 till the market opens, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure what I'm gonna be watching out of the gate. It's been a crazy last few days. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna be looking for a lot of the big companies we've been trading, even like I know CODX, AIM, seeing if we're gonna get some big pullbacks. I'm going to be looking at the scanner after the market opens, see what has the highest dollar volume, that's a small cap, see what has the biggest percentage gain, see what's really gaining momentum, and I might start focusing on that one. But you know, yesterday was a little bit more clean. Today is just bottom bouncing across the board. What's up, Mo? You know, what we're watching is a bit undecided today. Emmanuel, yeah, LJPC is looking at that one as well. All right, guys, it's going to be kind of a chill start for me. Let's see what happens. At the moment, you know, fingers are off the trigger. I think OPK could be interesting to watch out of the gates. I don't really like the size of it, but I guess I won't complain too much. Let's see how this thing rockets. Right now, it's going to open up pretty high. Let's just check here. Watch how high the markets are going to be up. And good luck, everyone. Good luck. SPX up 4.65%. Dow Jones up 5.8%. Let's see what starts moving here. OPK, some big buyers coming in. So OPK is definitely on the lead here, but again, OPK is also much bigger of a company than we typically trade, but 48% looking pretty good. I'm also a little bit nervous if TD Ameritrade is gonna be very glitchy today. My scanner is very slow. You can kind of see it here. It's updating extremely slow. Usually this happens in, I don't know, 2-3 seconds, and it's barely moving. Heiko always trades on the days were the most volume historical days. Absolutely insane. OPK pulling back now. I have no limit orders. I have no real game plan besides being very cautious today. Would like to trade some big pullbacks. LJPC, oh, I've said that one wrong like 10 times already. Like Emmanuel called out, is looking pretty good actually. I'm gonna go ahead, create an alert here. OPK could be a really nice red to green move. I like the price. I think the price and the way it's trading are my two favorite things about it. I might have to ignore the fact that the float is just so high, but at the same time, I don't want to ignore something that's so important to our strategy. LJPC. NCLH from Boy Claus. I'll have to check that one out as well. The one thing about LJPC, I remember when I was going through the scanner this morning, it's just, $5 is some big time resistance, and we're on the downside of the move, and we've already had a bounce. So big time resistance there for sure. So we already had the bounce, and now we're kind of cracking back up to this area. If we break above 5 with big volume and pull back to 5, that could be a good trade. Otherwise, I'm not totally sure how I would trade this one. OPK pulling back here. A lot of sellers. I think my alert's about to go off. Let's see how delayed the alert is today. It should be going off any second. If the price goes below 197. A lot of sellers. This could be a good dip buy as well. You can see the sell volume is slowly fading as we broke $2. That's actually a fairly bullish sign. But on a day like today where it's just a bit crazy, people are going to be probably a little bit less aggressive. Just like me. Here we go. My alert should be going off right now. Let's see how long this alert takes. Keith, small position in INO. Very cool. INO down 12%. INO, AIM, CODX, I kind of regret that I didn't trade those yesterday, but at the same time, I don't regret it because I had a green day yesterday. But all of those had some phenomenal dip buy opportunities. I mean, just check out this 5-minute from yesterday. That's really insane. Tough ones to trade though. I like the pullback here. We had a nice breakout back above VWAP, $8, having a nice pullback. This could be a solid bounce in that area. Again, it's probably another one. I don't know if I'm going to trade. IBIO. Had alert go off on this one. Pulling back here, 1.5. Could be an interesting entry. I've already decided if I don't trade today, I'm also going to be equally as happy. That's honestly how I feel about today. IBIO, OPK pulling back a little bit too. The VIX is down 15%. OPK, since it has such a big float and it's actually a fairly large company at 1.1, actually $1.25 billion company, any sort of extremely aggressive pullback might be met with an extremely aggressive bounce, simply because it's just a large traded company. The float is there, the order book is thick, the spread is low. So, it has that bounce, rebound ability, but you just don't really know when it's going to bounce. I don't know. I think there's a lot of traders looking at this one. It's going to be a tough day. INO cracked $8. DRAD from Keith. DRAD was one of our lead gappers. I think it was Tuesday. This one has absolutely not been moving since it had its big day. It was kind of selling off ever since it opened up on the big day. So yeah, I don't know. This one looks a little dead today. Let's go back to OPK. I think this is kind of one of the most interesting ones to watch. Good call, guys, on it. CODX dipping as well. CODX could be a great dip. Back at $10. CODX had a lot of support around 950 as well, I think. OPK having a bit of a turnaround story right now. Woo! Really nice bounce here. 5%. One of the things I don't like about these larger companies is the fact that, you know, this big bounce right here, if we were trading that on a classic small cap, this would be like a 20-30% green candle. You don't even have to get the majority of that move and you still make a really nice profit. But this one, you know, you have to almost have a perfect entry, perfect exit to make it worthwhile. If, let's say, you only have one trade per day, or, you know, like us, we try to make, you know, 2-3 trades based on our position sizes and our account size. But it makes a stock like OPK a little bit more tricky to trade. It's about 9:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 minutes since the market opened. This time yesterday, the markets were frozen. They were on a halt. Let's go to CODX. Nice pullback here. Bigger move, that's solid. It looks much smaller than IBIO, but it's actually you know, equally as large, these bounces. Perks of the small caps. Even though CODX is you know, 250, north of 250 million, kind of putting in the mid cap territory. JDST. This is just kind of like observing day, and it's super fun. See, especially see what you guys are calling out. JST, spelt that wrong. JDST. I'm typing into the computer, and then like 3 seconds later, it actually types it in. So TOS is extremely delayed. Wow, GDST, a really solid curl back up here. Hit a low of $12. 62% move. That's quite large. Why are they up so much? It's the gold ETF 3 times. Yeah, this thing. This thing moves very quickly. It's not every day you see an ETF get halted. Let's just say that. Yeah, quite a bit of a dip here with LJPC. Going back to OPK, had a really solid bounce. Let me kind of look at this one again. That bounce was really, really nice. I would have waited for something into the 75s before I bought it. But still, you know, 5% bounce isn't too bad. I don't think I'm going to get aggressive on it until we maybe go into the 75 area. But I'll keep it on the watch list. INO pulling back really hard. CODX bouncing a little bit. This is why I don't trade INO. The amount I've been wrong on INO is just a little bit absurd. Its moves extremely weird. It kind of reminds me of GNPX, where I was kind of always on the wrong side of the trade. When I kind of noticed that a few times, like there's stocks that I feel like are much easier to call out, and then INO is definitely not one of them. Except that bounce at like $6. That could have been pretty predictable. I wouldn't mind trading it again in the 6 point, as we crack $6 maybe. I don't know if I would trade it before then. Also, TOS is going to be a lot more fluid at around, I don't know, 9:15, 9:45, after 10 o'clock kind of phase. It looks like INO is just very aggressively selling off in terms of, just triggering maybe one stop after another, and people trying to buy the bounce are now getting squeezed, or not squeezed out, but selling. $7 looks like it's really building up some big momentum here. Let's see if we can watch this bubble get popped. 900 getting chipped away all the way already at 700. Could be a big bounce here, but it could also get absolutely wiped out. 600, down to 5, down to 4. I think it just got chipped away. What was that? 700. Whew. Yikes. Okay, the buyers are back. This could bounce right here. I'm not going to be trading it, just watching it. No, that bounce probably would have happened already. Ooh, cracked $7. Here come a whole new wave of sellers closing their position. This is actually when I like to get in. So when a whole number cracks and the selling slowed down like you just saw, that's one of my favorite places to enter. I'm just not really wanting to enter anything. So I think I'm going to miss a lot of moves today. Boom! Really nice bounce on INO, and the percentage moves on INO are really, really nice. So let's see how this one goes. Likely you're a nut. I need to get my fix. I don't know, trade JDST. You'll probably have a good time with it. Thing is absolutely ripping. I'm still checking the scanner. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea what you should trade. That's up to you. I'd be careful. That's like the opposite of the attitude you want. Satoshi, I know, cost me $2,000 yesterday. Not trading that one. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Whole dollars are always nice bounce opportunities, but to me, you just don't really know when the bounce is going to happen, and then sometimes it's hard to get out of these things. Well, actually, with INO, the spread's pretty healthy, so it probably wouldn't be too hard to get out of it, but still. I still have yet to see one stock that I'm like, I love this setup. I want to enter. All I really see is, ooh, I want to be careful with that one. So OPK kind of is the lead gapper, I would say, in a way. It was a really good call. Kind of also, again, lead bouncer. Had a giant bounce off the bottom. It's not your classic first green day. So OPK, back here on the daily chart, you guys can see this on the 5th of March. Now that would have been a lead gapper, big green day, first big green day. That's what we're looking for. Right now, we're just kind of like, if you're surfing or bodyboarding and you're just in the whitewash, right? There's no rhythm to it. There's just chaos, and you want to watch out with that stuff. CODX dropping more. on K-12 since schools or universities are switching to online. I don't know. That's a tough one. The kids are online enough. Probably be good if they went to school, but honestly, you can't have that. So I don't really have too many thoughts on that specifically, or at least I have not spent the time to develop any thoughts on it. But I think, taking caution, keeping people away from big groups where viruses can spread easy is probably a really good rule of thumb for now. OPK looking like it could be a little red to green move here. 7% bounce, not too bad. $2 is going to be big time resistance. Big time resistance. You can see here on the daily chart, we're just pulling back up to a key pivot zone. Let's see if we can break it with some serious volume, but anything's possible today. So checking the scanner here, the percent change on a lot of these stocks on our scanner is not looking good at all. IBIO and LJPC are the two top ones on our scanner, which honestly is a really bad sign. We have BOXL. I think somebody called that out in the group as well. It is sub dollar, but up 47%, 8.3 million market cap, 12 million shares outstanding, float of 0.6 million. Not what I like to see on a stock. OPK, look at that. Wow, an absolutely devastating pennant pattern failed breakout. Every time I see a pennant pattern, I get reminded why I don't trade pennant patterns. Look at that, just absolutely awful. Finding some big support here at 63. Look at that bounce, a 10% bounce. That's nice. And that's just in one green candle. First green day, big resistance at about 99 cents or 90 cents. And then obviously $1 is always big time resistance on these stocks. To be honest, BOXL is actually one of probably the most attractive potential trades. GLBS rocking higher, touching 2 on OPK. Yeah, OPK 212. That's actually quite impressive. I was not expecting that with OPK. It's really trading like a small cap. I might actually go in for an entry at 2. Nice green volume coming in here. All coronavirus stocks are just generally hot, even still now after like 3 weeks. Although they are all on the backside of a big move. I just don't see a very nice risk reward setup on OPK. I would say probably buying at 2, risking maybe 10 cents to the downside, looking for a continuation pattern here could be an interesting setup. That'd probably be the one way to trade this. I don't like the upside potential. I think 2.3, 2.4 is basically some of the highs we're going to see in this stock. I mean, it's already had a big move. It takes a lot of money to move a stock this size. I would trade this with about 500 shares, even though that's under allocation. Nice move, Mario. That's a solid trade. GLBS, I'll go ahead and check that one out too. 951. Nice setup on GLBS intraday. Some bigger resistance ahead at 1.2 and moving average, but still I would say has some upside potential. Like the little setup here. 46. Why does it have to be sub-dollar? JLBS is a maritime shipping company located in Greece, 1.68 million market cap, 1.56 million float, sub-dollar. It had a catalyst a few days ago. Today's the 13th, and it has another catalyst. Global Maritime announces waiver of maturity date on convertible note. That actually, at first, doesn't even sound like good news. What was the alert that just went off? BOXL broke back to the upside. GLBS making moves again here too. No, wait. Broke to the downside. Okay. I feel like we're in the middle of a movie or like a scene from like All Quiet on the Eastern Front, where there's just dangerous things happening all around us. BOXL marking down. BOXL, the way it's really performing does not look good at all. This could have some sort of bounce, maybe at 0.5 or 0.55. It's so lightly traded though. Only $600,000 have been traded today. It's just one of those stocks that you can really get stuck in. You could also make a quick percent, like 10% in one candle. I think I might leave it alone. What's our lead gapper doing? OPK. Let's check this one out again. This is the one I was thinking about trading in the 90s area, and guess what? It actually had a healthy little pullback here. So I should have probably stuck true to my word. I don't think I would have maybe got the right entry. I probably would have been a little bit too conservative. Probably would have had my limit order at 193. Knowing me, I probably would have missed this move, or maybe I'm just trying to make myself feel better. But I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. But this probably would have been the move I was looking for. I like the pullback on a big float stock like this. I probably should have not stopped watching it. Thanks, Tommy. Although I must say, I feel like that's a pretty good ratio. So yeah, 10%. Can't complain about that. I appreciate all the likes, guys. It's really, really nice. I have a little bit of a feeling of I missed out on OPK at the bounce at 195, 194. could have been the one. I would have already closed that position, so I'm not going to get in now. I think VWAP is going to be some resistance here. It's not that I don't think it can, especially on a day like today where so much stuff happens. But on these days, the markets have been pulling back because, you know, they opened up pretty high. Not to mention, we're on the backside of OPK. So it already had its big run to the upside. So this is, to me, this is a pure bounce trade. And bounces usually lose a lot of momentum near big time resistance. And you can see here that this 2.3 area goes back kind of far. Critical here, critical here. Here we try to break out of it, didn't work. Had a bounce even in this area. Many times. Here we had a fake out, here was a bounce. So this is a multi-day area, multi-month actually, multi-month support and resistance zone. So when that price goes back to this area, people are going to be like, I'm probably going to want to watch out extra at this 2.2 area. Yeah, I don't know. It could happen, but I don't see good risk reward in the trade. So I'll probably leave it alone. GLBS running again. Yeah, and Peter has a great point as well. The amount of just shares outstanding on OPK is a little bit absurd. Well, let's just be real here. But I think any dip on OPK could actually be a great buy. So who knows? Maybe today, OPK, I will buy it in form of a dip. It seems like it's tried to pull back several times and it wasn't really able to pull back more than 13%, which really isn't that much. So trying again to pull back. GLBS halted. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's go ahead, check it out. Yeah, nice move on GLBS. This is 100% the second move I missed. Yeah, we were talking about this right here. Wow, 30%. Boom, gotta love the small caps. This is sub-dollar, not my favorite range, but that's the kind of move we like to see. 30% in one candle, or no, 2-3 candles, but still, whoo, really nice. I hope some of you guys got that. I think I caught it on the caught it this. I hope you got it, Mo. Yup, I'm in. Let's see. Nice, 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 nice. So this one's going to resume at 10:03. So we got a little bit more time. Let me just not forget that. Start yelling in the chat room if I'm not paying attention. INO pulling back even more now, 7.4. Pretty nice bounce. But check this out, you know, INO, even a huge bounce in this area is only 8% for a pretty good entry and exit. While the freaking beast GLBS, 30%. GLBS. GLBS is up 127% on the day. Again, big thing I don't like about it is the fact of the dollar volume. It was at 600,000, now it's at 900,000, so it's about to break the $1 million mark. Oof. Iffy spots though. JDST, the 3 times gold ETF. Probably. I'm sure they have some sort of correlation, the real one. I'm not totally sure. What's up, blockchain? Is that frowny face in regards to the recent crypto developments? Oh my god. I have a long position in Neo, and let's just say it was absolutely crushed. It was like down 70%. It's a long-term position, just like an investment, and traumatizing. But I don't touch it. I haven't touched it in months. But yesterday I checked it and I was like, whoa. I couldn't help but just laugh a little bit. It was so ridiculous. OPK falling short-term uptrend. Okay. Yeah, that 195, 194 buy would have been a good ticket. I wonder how much more steam OPK has in it. I would love to see this thing absolutely rip. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but who knows? It does have a nice upwards trend. Let's go back to GLPS. GLBS, sorry about that. It's about to get unhalted. Quick little pullback. Still a healthy pullback. 11%, it's a little high maybe. Oh, blockchain, I feel you. I can't believe we went south of $4,000. I just can't get over that fact. I was really scratching my head when I saw that. That was a really nice pullback to this support area at 0.62. Having a blind limit order out there would have probably been a fair move. I'm actually kind of wondering, kind of asking myself why I didn't do that. I don't even really have a good answer. This is definitely one of the nicer ones. Again, I really don't like the overall volume on this one. But I do like the fact that, it's first screen day. Volume is picking up a lot. We've already doubled volume. I might trade this with a small position size. I should be trading with about $1,600 position size, but I think I don't know if I'm going to want to go over more than 1,000. JLBS ripping here. We have a 5 minutes. Still sellers on the. This thing might get halted again here. Huge move. Absolutely nice. That was really, really nice. I'm too cautious today. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Oh man. Let's see, maybe we can do a 1 minute pullback with about 1,000 shares. We have a nice 5-minute breakout. 1 minute pullback would be something around, I don't know, 0.77. It's hard to say. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but for now I'm just going to be watching. Looks pretty good though. This could easily run again. Big volume here. Okay, so the waiver of the note is actually pretty good news. They had debt that was due today, and it got extended. I read it wrong, and I was thinking it was the other way around, where they gave other people longer time to exercise something. So I should have double checked that. I mean, clearly it was good news. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Mo. I was like, do I want to trade GLBS because a little bit of FOMO? But honestly, technical wise, this is a good breakout. This is a 5-minute setup with a clear breakout, and now we're having a 1-minute pullback. That's actually one of my favorite entries. Not exactly my favorite time to trade, nor is it, but sub dollar also a little sticky, but it is at the same time what I'm typically looking for. $82 has a lot of sellers. Some really nice volume flooding in this one that just wasn't there not too long ago. Selling volume's fading a little bit as we're moving to the upside. It's a really slow moving stock. BXC is popping. I really do believe GLBS could rip from here. It definitely has upside potential, has that low float we look for. Volume is filling in. A lot of stuff is just not very tradable today, so GLBS looks good. I just don't like the overall probably confusion in the market. Maybe not enough traders are looking at it. The volume is very low. Sub dollar as well. A lot of traders don't want to be trading sub dollar. That's why they don't have a clean breakouts as some of the other stocks from $2 to $7. I think that's like the biggest thing working against it is really the price and the dollar volume so far. Chart pattern wise, in the way it's looking, actually do look really compelling. Oh, I think it's going to break out. Not too much buying that last candle. Yeah, OPK just kind of hanging on there too. Just one of those days. Just one of those days. I think if GLBS pulls back one more time, even though that wouldn't be a very classic setup, I would probably go ahead and maybe enter it just because I think that would reduce a lot of the risk in that trade. That would be about $1,300 to $1,400 position size. I wonder if $7 is going to hold. This is going to be pretty interesting. So far, there's a little bounce here. 10% bounce. Crazy the bounces this thing does, huh? Just kind of absurd. So we even need to enter with a bit bigger position size. No, I have not. SPN, not really moving though. It could be a good trade. I don't know. Didn't really give it a lot of time. I don't like how slow that chart was, and it's kind of consolidating. JDST just fell off a cliff. Just insane, absolutely insane. Days like today are just insane. I'm really excited for when we have some normal trading conditions again. It's been really, really tough. GLBS made a little bit of a doji candle right here. Not the candle you typically want to see. Big time support coming in here on JLBS. I'm thinking about doing a tiny position size near big time support. I think a possible bounce is definitely considerable. I don't know. This thing could keep breaking out here. I'm about doing a half of my allocation I would want to do on this trade. So if we get it, we get it. If we don't, I'm not going to rush it, but if we go down here and we miss it, that would bother me a little bit. If we go down here and it doesn't work, I would be like, okay, that's acceptable. So OPK, really having some tough times. Boy, Claus might have to go to Lightspeed. I've been considering that a few times as well, because the delays lately on TD are kind of absurd. But at the same time, usually when the markets are a bit more standardized in terms of, you know, your typical volume, TD is mostly fine. It's really just been these last few days or 2 weeks maybe. And the fact that you don't have to pay fees on TD is it's really, really nice. Yeah, those, yeah, and platform fees. You got to pay monthly. Jesus. So really tough day. Honestly, I honestly don't know what I would have really done different today. There's just so much that, you could do wrong on a day like today. And I'm kind of surprised that the volume in general is very low. Check out this general volume here. We only have INO with a fairly decent sized volume. That's just because it's such a large stock. By now, typical small caps will easily be, up 50 million. And we have OPK up over 50 million. That one again, $1 billion company. The fact that it's even at $71 million volume is kind of a joke. So really light volume today in the small cap world, which means there's probably some big ones moving, like, I don't know, Tesla or something. Tesla just selling off, finally below $600. Really nice bounce on 540. Three percent move. Oh god, yeah, it's tiny. But yeah, they like today, the large caps are getting the attention. Space has been getting absolutely crushed. We might get an entry here on JLBS. DIS is having a 50% sale. That's funny. Today's like a good day to look for some maybe long-term holdings, increase your just overall investment portfolio. 5% bounce so far in Disneyland. Yeah, Disneyland, that's a big favorite among many people, and I think they even have a nice dividend. Wow, Jesus, from 153 all the way back to $90. Whoo-hoo-hoo. I shouldn't be laughing. That's probably really bad for a lot of people. It just, there's not a lot you can do when you see these kind of numbers. I mean, when I saw my Neo position down so much, I also was just laughing. I was like, that's ridiculous. What do they pay out here? PE of 18. That's still kind of sounds high. It would take 18 years to get your money back after you buy a share. It's not too bad. $1.8 billion shares outstanding. Dividend yield 1.21%. So you barely keep up with inflation. Not the nicest dividend. Man, that's they really fell off a cliff, huh? John, when I was in high school, Disney was at $80. Yeah, You're not making Disney holders feel good right now. Let me see what the price was when I was in high school. This is how you know today's a slow trading day. No other day would we be doing this. I graduated in 2011 sometime. What is that? So probably around here. When do you graduate? Like March, April, May? You probably graduate in May. So Disney was about $40 when I graduated high school. I mean, it's had a beautiful run. Very, very nice run. GLBS rocketed back up, kind of missed our entry. I don't feel necessarily any sort of FOMO or bad that we missed the entry. I just kind of feel like today is a crazy day and being green is all I could ask for. Being not, I don't know, just kind of enjoying watching it. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Tesla. Tesla even a company when I was in high school. 2014. OPK feels like it's a little bit dead. Really has not done much moving. I don't think I'm going to trade it unless it pulls back to maybe 1.9. I can see 1.9 being a pretty solid entry. So I have an alert here. See if we dip under it. And I'm going to probably put another alert on it as well. OPK kind of reminds me of POAI from yesterday, our lead gapper. And the reason is because POAI kind of held its highs in the morning. Here we go. And we had a little bit of a red to green move here, spiked higher, consolidated right around the same time it is now. Tried to break higher, failed, and pulled back to this former breakout zone. And just get this image in your head very quickly, and then let's go back to OPK very quickly. Ready? OPK. Check this out. It's almost the same setup. So we have the bit of a red to green move. We pull back higher above that area, consolidate, try to break higher. It doesn't work. And who knows, maybe we're going to pull back here. So I'm going to keep an eye on OPK. I think an entry near 1.9 could be really interesting. So they gapped up 60% on the New York City testing station news for the COVID-19 virus. I don't know. It's a weird day today. Sure is a weird day. What are your guys' plans for the weekend? What kind of savage things are you animals going to be doing? Stock picking, Bahamas. You guys got some interesting. I think those two go hand in hand. You do stock picking in the Bahamas, right? That's how it works. You're gonna go to Tokyo. What are you gonna do in Tokyo? Fishing at the lake house. Fishing at the lake house in Kentucky sounds pretty good. I really want to go to Japan. I think that's like one of the countries still on my list of I want to go to. I hear it's really, really cool. Kind of like a must see. Milan, yeah, and Milan's pretty nice. I was there like 2 years ago. Yeah, Italy's on lockdown. You know, I'm in Berlin right now, and I feel like Berlin's about to get on lockdown as well. Food and party. All right, all right, fair enough, John. Tokyo food and party. It sounds like good fun. Hope it's all right over there in Tokyo and Milan. Just lockdowns all over the place, huh? Then I come home for stock picking. Okay, fair enough. I lived in New York. I lived in the FiDi and East Village. I had to think about that. GLBS still looks like it's trying to pull back a little bit here. GLBS had some pretty aggressive pullbacks. I mean, we've had some 20% candles already. Pretty insane kind of moves. So if we had another... So I'm selling momentum picking up here. Vacation, Miami, Florida. What do you do in Berlin? I just live in Berlin sometimes of the year. I got an apartment here. Sometimes I'm enjoying it. It's a good place to be. Vacation, Satoshi. Look at this bounce on GLBS. 7% pop. Kendall. Yeah, I have a Discord for the crypto trading. In the video description below, you can go to the Profitable Crypto Trader course, and you can get it for free at Skillshare for like 2-3 months, and you get the Discord link inside of it. Or if you join or if you sign up to Trade Journal, which is also totally free, if I make a Discord for it or something like that, I'll be sure to send out an email. Pennies creeping up, OPK dropping. Colombia, really cool. One of my really good friends, Stano Casol, is from Colombia. So, hello, Anthony. In all honesty, guys, I'm still waiting for this GLBS trade. I think we might get it any moment here. I really do. If we don't, in the next maybe 10 minutes, I might wrap up the trading. It was a really, really kind of slow day, surprisingly. But there was no clear lead gappers. There was no really clear setups. So I didn't trade anything. So right now, maybe we're going to get this pullback. But again, I'm not going to rush it. What's up, Sebastian? Look at you. Creeping in there. Weren't you supposed to be back already? Whatever happened to Boxel? I remember BOXL was kind of doing something. Yep, also just kind of sold off the rest of the day. What do I think about SPPI? They got crushed in December and are presenting their data to their phase 2 clinical trials March 18th. Well, I could probably say that we'd probably end up trading them on March 18th based on the results of the clinical trial. Buying biotechs before news, I basically never do it. But we can already map it out, see what would happen. We got the time for it. Recent gap down. This pullback might not be over. A lot of lows here at the $4. Even goes lower, about $3, something like that. $3.15 maybe. Big gap down area here. Right now we're at 219. That's a lot of selling volume. Reverse splits maybe? No reverse splits. They probably have some really shady financing deals driving this price lower. Because there was no way it was at 675 at one point. Let's go a little on the daily chart. $2 seems to be a little bit of support. Intraday, not really doing anything today. Looks actually quite bearish, this formation that it's doing right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it touched $2 again. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with SPPI. Could keep going all the way down below $1. I wouldn't be surprised though if they did a reverse split at one point, but for some reason they haven't done a reverse split, or at least I don't see it on my chart. So that's kind of interesting. They're a NASDAQ company, so if their price falls below $1, they're going to get a big old warning that they're going to get delisted, and then they're going to have to do everything possible to keep their price above $1. And that's when a lot of shady stuff like reverse split starts happening. So they might go down for quite some time before that news brings them back up. Wouldn't be surprised if we traded them at one point. SPPI, I'll keep an eye out for it in terms of, I'll try to remember. I was like, oh, this is the one John mentioned. Yeah, okay, so it's 10:37 now. Absolutely zero trades today. I should have probably just traded some Bitcoin, honestly. Let's see what the futures are doing here. So it's been pulling up ever since. 39% move from the low of 4,200 futures low. So noticing that here's the low of 4,200, buying anything under 4,000 spot price probably would have been a blind good idea. But I'm sure by the time this reversed, it would have been hard to notice that. I don't know. Delisted. Yeah, that's what SPPI is potentially facing. But I don't think it's going to delist anytime soon. Sebastian, that makes you sound so evil. Delisted, one of my favorite words. So I think today is officially our slowest day ever in terms of streaming, in terms of trading activities, in terms of whatever. It just, we didn't really do anything. POAI was a pretty fun one yesterday. It was a lot of stress, but I like trading POAI. We actually got one more trade about it, and I just remembered that we had it when we were going through the chart a second ago. No, what did I just click on? Active trader. So yeah, around 2 o'clock, I entered this one kind of on accident. I had a leftover limit order here, and then a little bit later we sold this on the bounce, made like a little 6% profit. Kind of a sketchy trade, to be honest, because I wasn't fully aware that we entered it when we entered it. OPK pulling back. We've been waiting for this move back for a while. Let's watch it here. Could get a trade. Here we go. 1.9. Remember, this is what we were talking about, potentially doing a trade. Maybe we'll get another dip. OPK is kind of a slow mover. GLBS at 0.68. Yep, OPK. I was waiting for this thing to break 1.9. I know the bounces are fairly weak on OPK, and I also know the dips are fairly weak. I don't know if we're going to get that move that we want. Remember, this thing has a huge float. It's going to be trading very differently. Here we go. This was about a 3% move. That's a tiny move. $190 getting chipped away. Not able to break 190. So much support at 190. Could crack it right now. Here we go. There was the reversal. I'm not going to enter this one. Nice little bounce, even though perfect bounce is only going to give you like 3%, maybe. Just going to leave the limit order here. Yeah, it's actually kind of what we wanted. I probably should have entered at 89. I mean, it was the move I wanted. Could have made 3% on it. I would already close out my trade. Good time to play with the mustache. Dubs, wondering what are some great long-term investments? There's a really good investor called Peter Lynch, and he has this book. I said it, I think yesterday. I read it when I was like a long time ago, when I think I was living in New York, and basically it's called One Up on Wall Street, and it talks about just investing in the companies that you know and use every day. Like if you own a Tesla and you're a giant Tesla believer, and then you understand that, you know, a little bit about the, you know, technical analysis, and you wait for a good entry, maybe relatively, in the long term, you will be successful because you're investing in companies that you know work. Just like if you're a big believer in Adidas and you like them more than Nike because you know that, you know, they accepted maybe some artists in better ways. So you understand that, you know, maybe they're a bit more trendy, so you invest in, you know, Adidas. Or you go to, you know, shopping every day at some supermarket and they're public, and you're like, you know, this supermarket's better than all the other supermarkets. Like, invest in the companies that you use every day. And then, you know, maybe diversify at one point to like some other industries. But I think that's a really sound investment strategy. Rock bottom prices on oil and petroleum right now. Long-term buyer of toilet paper. I'm buying DGRO. Is that another gold ETF? DGRO. Core growth ETF. iShares. Flying off the shelves. I'm actually kind of confused why people are making such a fuss about toilet paper. I personally don't get it myself. You could easily just take a shower, worst case scenario. I know that's like really unpractical, but like toilet paper is really not the thing to worry about. Yeah, Keith. Yeah, gold. I don't know. I don't trade gold very often. I almost never do. Missed out on OPK, Alex. No worries. Me too. Had a nice bounce actually, 10%. I didn't expect that, but I did expect we were going to pull back to 1.9. I got a little bit too conservative, I would have to say. Again, mistake on my end. I've been playing today way too conservatively. I must say though, it's usually not the worst idea on a day like today. It's just a slow kind of day. GLBS, potential crack higher here, 0.8. It's being tested again. This is the one we've been waiting for a big break back above 0.8, maybe even hitting $1, maybe even hitting $1.10 or 20. I don't know if it's going to happen today, but there's not a lot of stuff moving. So there's probably a lot of eager beavers just kind of waiting for something to crack. I don't know. I'm going to probably close out my limit orders in not too much longer here. Wrap up trading for the day. Woohoo! Is anybody in on GLBS? These are big moves too. It doesn't look like a big move, but that's a 20% breakout. It's also like an instant 10% pullback. That's what happens with these stocks with huge spreads. But overall, the volume on this thing, most of the volume is green. Also on the 5-minute chart, looks pretty healthy. First green day. There was also a catalyst about them. I think GLBS was probably the best one to trade today. right, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap up the live stream there. I don't see anything trade worthy. I don't really see anything that might become trade worthy in terms of like my kind of risk tolerance for today, which is very low based on how choppy the markets are right now. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I might place some very conservative limit orders, just like I did on POAI. But I might also not. I don't know. It's not really decided, but it's, you know, getting close to that 11 o'clock. I'm definitely going to be wrapping it up. And yeah, it was good fun trading today, or, you know, it was good fun in the stream with you guys today. I mean, no trades, but it was just, you know, generally a historic day. And especially after yesterday, hopefully Monday we see some normality return to the markets. I would really like to start get back into our classic gap and goes, trading those big breakouts, you know, bull flags, all that fun stuff, and just, you know, get back into some real good small cap trading. This week was really hard for that. So yeah, guys, if you're totally new here, definitely don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this content. I'd love to see you again. And I'm going to be coming out with a recap video in a little bit, like I do every day after trading. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy the content. I will see you guys then next week. But watching is like watching paint dry. Carmilla, it's a good comment. Like always, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Don't go into any super crowded areas. Go fishing on a lake in Kentucky. I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.